It ends real quiet like that. Real good. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is the 39th episode of the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. Here in East Central Indiana, we are having a magnificent circumstance occurring right now. It is thundering and lightning and raining. It's amazing. We've not had like a really good, honest to God thunderstorm, not like anything crazy, not serious, not violent, just a good old-fashioned like rain and thunder and lightning thunderstorm. I mean, think about this, folks. Those of you that live here in Indiana, when's the last time that we've had a thunderstorm? Can you think about that? How weird is that? Why doesn't it thunderstorm anymore? That's so strange. So a matter of fact, I think it's actually over. I think that literally it ended right as I was going live. So we just had a thunderstorm. It didn't last long. And so that's that. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to get some stuff pulled up here. Okay, right, there we go. Yeah, all right. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Global warming. Yeah, is it global warming? Is it global cooling? Is it the dinosaurs coming back? Dinosaurs taking over. Sunday, we're expecting our first snow of the year. Choo-wee, that does not sound fun. Chris Bunner is far enough east. She's still getting it. Hasn't reached Randolph-Darke County line yet. It might not get you in Darke County. I think it's going a little south, southeast. So it might not hit you in Darke County. Let's see here. Let's pull up the official Indiana weather radar of the political spotlight here. Indiana weather radar. Let's pull that up and we'll take a look here. See what's going on. The rumbling just started in Winchester. We're getting reports. Listen, it only lasts for a few moments. Not like anything very good. I was out and about an hour ago, and I could see it lightning back over, like towards Madison County. I ran and had to get bottled water. We were about out of bottle of water. Matter of fact, I went and got bottled water, and holy crap, I didn't even bring me one up here. Oh no. I'm gonna have to report it to the water hand creature to bring me a water before the end of the show, I can tell you. Bad day down here in Mitchell. What are we talking about? We got good storms down here in Lawrence. Second snow stays till May. That's horrible. Plus a mom who murdered her 3-year-old and 9-month-old kid. Bad day down here in Mitchell. Yeah, that sounds horrible. What? Holy crap. Here we were just breaking in and getting ready to have some fun sing-song, and we're finding out about murdered kids. Good Lord. Who invited Joey? I'm not laughing in that situation. I'm just, good Lord. Well, that sounds horrible, and I hate that for all involved. Yeah, man, it felt so good. Leaves falling, no wind, light rain earlier, but good. Yeah, man. Eric Lewis, I heard that same story. Hello to the Randolph County Clerk's Office, Randolph County Court System. I heard that same story, you fake admiral, you. Good Lord. What a weird bunch. Man, this is a lot longer bit than I was originally planning on it to be. But I've committed, so we're sticking to it here. Let me get this to pull up now. Good Lord. All right, here's the map. Here is the weather map. The naked weather. Only with no nakedness. Yep, it's going to get you in Dark County. You'll get a little bit of it. This is what just briefly passed through. Here we are. Matter of fact, if you wanted to know, I'm right up here about in this little place. I'm somewhere between Eaton and Muncie, about the 35-mile line, about that 35 road there, somewhere around in there. This is Delaware County. For all of you people that are not from here, let's get this storm out of the way. Okay, let's pause it right like that. For all of you that are not from Indiana that are watching, here's obviously Indianapolis. That's the state capital. Madison County is here. This is Madison County. Anderson, Elwood, Alexandria, Pendleton. Lapel is about right here. All these places we always talk about. Muncie's right here. This is Delaware County. You got Daleville, Yorktown, Cowan, Muncie, Eaton, Albany, Gaston, Selma. Here's Newcastle, Knightstown. Shirley's over here a little bit. Here's Caddis, Newcastle. Here's the home of Sproles. Here's Randolph County, Winchester, Randolph County, Parker, Farmland, Modoc, Lynn, Union City over here on the line. So that's kind of where here's for the Rudd fans in the room. This is Rudd's little area here, Jay County. So look at the storm move through in real time. Wow. Yeah, matter of fact, you in Dark County, it's I was wrong. It's moving north. It's moving northeast, not south. I was completely wrong about that. Well, good thing you don't come here for the weather. I am far more accurate with my political predictions than I am my weather predictions. So, come on, chemtrail rain. When you stick your tongue out, I guess, and it does the same thing sticking a battery to your tongue does, or chewing on tinfoil. Who wants to chew on some tinfoil? That just made me sick. Can't even believe I said it twice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the 39th episode, episode 39. I want to let you all know. Holy shit. I got to ask this. Is Ryan Webb here? Is Jeff Hagar here? Did we get this solved? Did we get this thing solved between Jeff Hagar and Jeff Says is what I call him, and Ryan Webb? Did we get this solved? I know we got like a kickboxing match scheduled between Ryan and some dude from Anderson coming up, but I don't know. Do we need, like, is there going to be like another fight coming soon? Like, surely to God we can get this solved. I think it was a misunderstanding. I think, and somehow I got involved in it. I don't even know how I got involved in it. I'm getting like tagged up in it, and it's kind of crazy. Shit's going on. It's nuts. I think there was some misunderstanding. I don't know. But I got people like in my inbox yelling at me. I don't know what the hell was going on. I was asleep. Somebody's like, I got some lady telling me, holy shit, I don't even know what's going on. Well, I tell you, it's like something. I watched a show. I watched an old show from November 13th of last year. And I remember talking about this year, and I said, man, this is going to be a really contentious political season. I foresee a major political battles going on because of who I believed would be lining up to run for office, who was going to be running for re-election, who would be moving from place to place. I saw this being a really contentious political season. And it's not been. It's been real quiet, and then all of a sudden, like this week, it started getting kind of funky. But it's like a weird thing. And I went on and on and on last night about, what am I going to do? Am I calling these candidates? How long am I giving these candidates? Am I going to give them till the 10th? Am I going to give them till the 8th? I want to let you all know so we all don't get in trouble, because all of you failed. You've all failed. All of you viewers failed. Not one of you asked me when I came in the door here, have you asked any politicians? How many politicians did you ask to be on the show today? Not one of you did it. And everybody was supposed to ask me to make sure I'm staying right and true. I will tell you, though, Alva did what Alva was supposed to do. I got my Alva alarm notification. Let everybody know. Alva contacted me at 6:30 on the dot, my time, 6:30 Eastern. He said, day one of my questioning, did you get a hold of politicians today? I said, hey, thanks for the wake-up call. LOL. So I sent out some more invites. I got one person I hadn't spoke to on the schedule, so we're getting there. More tomorrow. But I was talking to somebody today. I was talking to an advisor, someone that really gives me a lot of good information, and I was talking about some things. Brandon with the way back. I love it. You know it. You know it. I'm still trying to get Alva to call me on the phone. Let me hear that soft voice she has, but that one time she called me, I swear it sounded like she was like sick or something. She was like, "Hello." Anywho, so I was talking to an advisor of mine today, and I have to come clean. I gotta tell you guys something. I have been stressing this candidate interview thing like big because in 2017 is when I got arrested in Winchester. 2018 is when I interviewed a bunch of people in Randolph County, all for the one candidate I wanted to try to get. I wanted to try and get Sean Byram because I wanted to make Byram look like a fool. So in attempting to get Sean Byram, I literally got all other candidates. I got Bob McCoy came on. Kate came on, was a candidate. All sorts of people. Almost everybody that's currently elected in Randolph County came on as an interview. Well, then when I moved over to Muncie, when I moved back to Muncie, the next year was 2019, which was the last municipal election. And I was like, am I going to try to do this again? I wanted to outdo myself. So I reached out to the mayoral candidates. We had several mayoral candidates. At the time, I was backing Ridenauer. And I got the mayoral candidates, and then several people, mostly being Darla Barber, was blowing me up saying, "Oh, yeah, I'll send it to you." Oh, I hear you. I hear you, Joey. No problem, brother. I get it. I'll shoot it your way, Eric. But so in 2019, I did all the mayoral candidates in Muncie, and then Darla and a bunch of other people started asking me to do the council candidates, and I did like everybody. And there were a lot of candidates running, and I did them in May, and I did them again in November, and it was a massive undertaking. So then every year since then, people have asked, and because that's not really my thing. I'm not really here to interview all of the candidates because I'm not pushing all candidates. I don't want every candidate to win. That's impossible. Because there's some candidates I want to definitely lose, and I don't see fit to give people that I don't want to win time on my channel. But then something happened, and it started happening late last year. I have a troll. You guys all know who this troll is. I'm not going to mention this troll by name. But this troll has been posting on my local social media and locally. This troll has been posting, "Ain't nobody going to interview with Bilbrey. Any candidate that interviews with Bilbrey is a lost cause. Anybody that interviews with Bilbrey will definitely not win, and if they do, they're losers, and we will know not to vote for them." And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to show this asshole. I'm going to get every person to interview with me. I'm going to interview with every single one of them. I'm going to interview with Ridenauer. I'm going to send an interview out to She Who Shall Not Be Named. I'm going to interview with the whole kit and caboodle, all of them, to prove this guy, and then be like, now look, which one, you know, which one, no one's going to win. So I've been really on about this because here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want my interviews to be Audie and Pop, and then he'd be like, yeah, look, you got the loser candidates, and it don't matter. Ain't nobody else going to vote for him. Ain't nobody else going to vote for those guys. Ain't nobody else going to be on the show. And we know what goes on. Listen, we understand what happens. The candidates, they tell themselves they want to win. I guess they do. They tell their teams they want to win. They really care. They really that's being a little bit. But I am biased. No. All right, back up. I am biased. Back up. Whoa. I'm not the news. I'm not the news. We need to get that straight here. And I say this all the time. You're not here for the news. You're not coming here for news. I am not a journalist. Go to the Star Press for journalistic news and hear it 6 months after it happens. I am a political commentator. I am coming here with a political point of view and opinions and pushing those opinions out. Now, I do so with as much factual information as I can. And I'm going to tell you, and listen, I'm going to tell you quite frankly, she who shall not be named is a cancer, politically speaking. She who shall not be named is a cancer to politics. In 2019, we had a perfect storm. She forecast. No more rain in Unti. In 2019, she who shall not be named came up against a perfect storm. There were a couple really good candidates running, and there were a couple real badasses named Kristopher Bilbrey, Audie Barber, Sarah Beach, and Eddie Bell. And the 4Bs worked hard against She Who Shall Not Be Named, campaigned day and night. And we took her from being the most voted candidate for 2 elections, the most voted candidate for 2 elections, the highest voted candidate or the second highest. She was really high up there. We took her from that to being the least voted candidate. She lost with the least amount of votes anybody got. And that was good. And like we should have got keys to the city for that. It's honestly like someone said the city of Muncie's been diagnosed with cancer, and it's malignant and it's bad. And we said this is a very, very, very high risk surgery. Chances are we are not going to succeed. And in this situation, it's like if we cut this out and don't succeed, we all die. Not just the patient, but like all of us. It's just political death. I'm being very hyperbolic here, but you have to understand. So when we beat her in 2019, shut up, Yoko. You're beating me to my punch. When we beat her in 2019, I said, I think she's done. and we went home. You know the end of Nightmare on Elm Street? You know the original Nightmare on Elm Street? When everything's good and they open the door and it's sunny and the girl runs out gets in the car, and she gets in the car with her friends, and they're in the convertible, and they're driving off, and the convertible top comes over and it's got the Freddy Krueger sweater colors on the top, and the mom's standing there by the door, and the Freddy hand busts out the window and grabs the mom and pulls her in. That was election night 2019. I came home and I was like, shoo, my nightmare's over. And then I witnessed my mom get sucked in the door by Freddy Krueger. And I was like, uh-oh, there's going to be a sequel, I think. And I thought that there was a very good likelihood that we hadn't defeated the monster, that they were just waiting until the sequel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the sequel is upon us. Now, at the beginning of this year, I thought, if we could defeat the monster in this movie, it would be the nail in the coffin. It would be done. There would be no more. But, as Yoko said 5 minutes ago, she's going to win. She's going to win. I don't want her to win. I want her opponent to win. I want her opponent to win. I'm being honest. Let me be really honest. Out of all of the races in Muncie, there's only one race that I specifically care more than anything about. That's the District 2 City Council race. Against all the races in all of the land, that's the race that I care most about. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason is because if she wins a District 2 race this year, if she wins the District Race 2 this year, she will run for mayor in 4 years. And then she'll be mayor. So her opponent is Josh Talby. District 2, Josh Talby. I'll say his name all day long. Josh Talby. I'll even say her name, but I won't say it more than 3 times in any setting, because I don't need her appearing here for any reason. Let me get it out of the way real quick. I can get it out of the way. Nora Powell. All right? I'm not going to say it again. So we don't want her to win, but Josh Talby we want to win, okay? Yoko too. I can't tell you what his name is. So his name is Josh Talby, and here's the thing, and you're right, and I've been saying it a lot and been putting it everywhere, and I'm going to continue putting it places. The problem though, Catherine, and the problem though to everybody is this. Hey, I can say his name all day long, but is he saying his name? Is he knocking on the doors? Is he doing the work that matters? So the point behind all of this is, I'm going to do my job. My job is, I'm going to reach out to all of the candidates. So going back all the way to Stumblefoot's original thing, I'm reaching out to all of the candidates. She who shall not be named even included. And I'm going to do an interview with them. If they will want to sit down in front of me, we'll do an interview. I will interview with every single candidate. I think a lot will say no. Some of them will say no. The thing is, there were some people at the beginning, he is a Republican and he needs help. Oh, yes. Yes, he needs help. He needs help. He needs to be throwing everything at the wall, like everything at the wall. So when I'm going down my list of candidates and I'm saying, Dan Ridenauer, do you want to interview? Cardboard Box, do you want to interview? What's the green guy's name? He's not. Jeff Green, do you want to interview? Josh Talby, do you want to interview? Nick Talby, do you want to interview? Brad Marshall, do you want to interview? Kyle Temple, do you want to interview? Rose Selvey, do you want to interview? Aaron Clark, do you want to interview? Dale Basham, do you want to interview? Jeff Robinson, do you want to interview? Norman, Dunnick, Craig, She Who Shall Not Be Named, Garrett, Gullion, Dishman, Mason, McIntosh, Barber, Yipe, Smith. They ought to be beating my door down to win. They ought to be beating my door down. You want me to tell you something? I don't hate him all you want. You know, Andrew Pop has been on my butt since this time. Well, I don't know. I'm respectfully using their names when I reach out to them. It is what it is. It's Karen. I'm going to take it even a step further than that. It's not what's to hide. It's these people are running for office. They should want to get out. Listen here. Do you remember, do all you viewers remember when I did an episode? Remember I did 2 great big episodes back during the primary. I did the one where we went over the candidates' paperwork. And that was one where the paper wench and I went through all of the documents, and we came out, and there were 29 out of 30 candidates messed up. And then a couple weeks later, we did another great big episode where we looked at all of the votes that this council has made. Do you remember what we found? The responsibility of the candidates to talk to people. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep that up there. I'm going to say that. That's good. So it's like this. We looked at the votes, and this council that we currently have is made up of 5 Republicans, 4 Democrats. Some of them are Republicans, and some of them are outside of the party Republicans. Some of them are Democrats, and some of them are outside of the Democrat Party Democrats. But they've all worked well together. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter if they're Republicans, Democrats, black, white, man, woman. Here's the deal. At the end of the day, 90% of all of the votes were 9-0, 8-1, or 7-2. A good majority of these council candidates are always going to vote the same. The votes are going to be 9-all, 8-1. And that's just it. So the only thing that sets these candidates apart is their willingness to talk to the citizens. Not the willingness to talk to Democrats, not their willingness to talk to Republicans, because when they're sitting on that council, they're not just Republicans or Democrats. When they get elected in November, come midnight on November 8th, they're not Republican or Democrat anymore. Now they're city councilor-elect so-and-so, and city councilor-elect blah, 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 and city councilor-elect Dumbo, whatever, whoever they are. They're not Republican candidate so-and-so. They're not Democrat candidate so-and-so, Libertarian candidate so-and-so. They are counselor-elect so-and-so. And they need to be able to talk to every citizen out there. The other thing these candidates need to know, hey, if you're running for the big office, You're running for the office and you want to be the big man beating your chest or the big woman. You want to have all the power and set up there. You need to know I ain't going away. We need to go ahead and get this party started and break the ice and make the introductions, because you and I, we're going to be doing this dance for the next 4 years. If you win, you got me to deal with for the next 4 years. If you lose, it don't matter. Go on about your business. But if you're running this race to win, you should want to win. And if you want to win, then that means you think you're going to be the counselor. And if you're going to be the counselor, you're going to have to answer questions that Kristopher Bilbrey asks you. We're going to have a relationship, like it or not. You're going to have to deal with me. You're not going to be able to run and hide forever. So I realized it today. I'm going to go down and I'm going to email, or I'm going to message, or I'm going to text, or I'm going to call each and every one of these candidates. And I'm going to tell these candidates, very non-Bilbrey-like, small, short words, real quick. Hey, you know who I am. I'm doing an interview. The interview is not for me. The interview is not for you. I want to put you out in front of the constituents. Do you want to interview? And I'm going to say, you've got until whatever date I said. You need to let me know by the 8th or the 9th or whenever. Just do a hard yes or hard no. It'll be a yes or it'll be a no. Yes or no. You know, you hate him or love him, think he's great, think he's bad, think he's wrong, whatever, think he belongs in prison, think he belongs in the White House. One thing I can tell you is Trump is the perfect example of somebody that understands that even bad PR is good PR for his base. Bad news and his numbers go up because his name is being put out there. His name is being put out there. This dude is literally making millions selling a mugshot. Most candidates get arrested and they're like, "Oh my God, my career is over. My career is over." How many times has Trump been indicted this in the last 3 months? 4 or 5 times? I got elected off bad PR and haters. Hey, the truth's the truth. You know what? And the thing is, people may love you, people may hate you. I may agree with you, I may disagree with you. You may like what I say, you may disagree with what I say. But one thing I can tell you is Ryan has never not answered the phone to me. Ryan has never not answered a question. Now, here's what sucks. There are some candidates currently running who for the last 4 years have been just like Ryan. They've answered every time I've rang. They've texted me weekly, if not bi-weekly, or 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes we call. And some of those same candidates, are now hiding. And let me tell you something, folks. I'm not going to cover up all of this information. I'm going to do what you guys need done. I'm going to do what the voters of Muncie need. I'm going to give my word to these candidates, and I'm going to be a man of my word. I'm going to give these candidates until the date that I told them. But then when that date passes, one of a couple things are going to have happened. They will have already interviewed with me. They will be scheduled to interview. They will have told me no. And you will know the people who've already interviewed because you will have seen the interview. You will know the people that are scheduled. You will know the people that said no. And you'll know the people that gave me a little bit of grief. You'll know the people that thought they had better things to do. At the end of the day, we know the Democrat Party don't want people to talk to me. I've not been a fan of the Democrat Party. I'm not a friend of the Democrat Party. I'm not a friend of big party politics. We know that the Republican Party does not want people to interview with me. I'm not a fan of the Republican Party. I'm not a friend of the Republican Party. I'm not a friend of big Republican Party politics. But when your name is Josh Talby, when your name is Nick Talby, they're not related. They've got same last names, no related. Brother from another mother. They're both candidates. One's running in District 2. That's Josh Talby. District 3 is Nick Talby. All right? When you're Rose Selvey, when you're Dale Basham, you need to be putting your name out there in front of everybody possible. You need to be, listen to me. I hate to say this, but this is the truth. This is truth. When you're a candidate, politically, you need to be whoring yourself out. You need to be knocking on every door. You need to be telling everybody who you are. You need to be talking and yelling and screaming. It's not too confusing. I don't think it's going to matter either one, Stumblefoot. So you could probably just go with Yoko's answer, honestly. Who and who? Audie isn't typical because you know what? Audie's not afraid to talk because Audie's not afraid of the truth because Audie's not afraid of saying. Audie's not afraid. You know what? Because here's what these people are afraid of. These people that are running like this think, oh no, if I mess up, if I say the wrong thing, it's going to be bad. I have to be perfect. But none of us are perfect. So none of us like that. And that looks weird to all of us. And when they come off like that, it comes off as fake and nonsensical. When we see somebody like Audie, we're like, all right, yeah, that guy's grammar's not perfect. That guy gets a little hot under the collar. But you know what? He's a real dude. My grammar's not perfect. But I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you the truth. I'll give you what there is. I'm not going to lie to you about any of this. There are a lot of, Ryan said, we have a lot of frauds in local politics here in Muncie and Delaware County. Hey, and in Madison County and Anderson and Newcastle and Henry County and Winchester and Randolph County and Wayne County and Richmond and Marion County and Indianapolis and Colorado and Michigan and Nevada, everywhere in between. Dale Basham, you know, I'm just saying his name. Let's say some Democrats. Dunnick or Norma, and they're like, well, the party doesn't want me to interview with you. Well, my question is, hey, is the party on the ballot or is Norman on the ballot? When voters go in and press the candidate for District 5, are they pressing Andrew Pop or Jerry Dishman, or are they pressing Ed and Jessica and the rest of the family, or Anna Quirk and the rest of the 214? No, They're going in there and they're pressing Dishman or Pop. So at the end of the day, Dishman, don't worry about what all these other people are saying. Because you know what? Anna Quirk and the rest of them, they're only one vote. You've got a whole public out there that you're putting off. Because a lot of these candidates go to these functions. They spend all this time. What are they doing? Has people seen these candidates? Some of them are going door to door and knocking, and they're doing a good job of it. Some of them have went around several times. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you. The rest of them spend their time going to candidate events. Spend their time going to candidate events. And you know what they do at those events? They try to out-Jesus each other. They try to tell each other that they're more Christian than the next and that they're a better person and they're a better candidate and they're a better Republican. And they go to candidate event after candidate event after candidate event. And if you take a snapshot and you stand back, you're like, look, there's 7 candidates right there in a circle at this axe throwing event. They're campaigning to each other. Who's out here on the peripheral? Oh, it's all their family members. Who's out here on the third? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're exactly right, darling. They're out here on the third circle. Oh, who's this? Oh, that's the employees of the city or county government that they got hired. Okay, where's the citizens? You look around and you're like, how many citizens are here? Could any citizens raise their hand? And there's no citizens there. They're all candidates talking to candidates, talking to candidates' teams, talking to candidates' families, talking to hired employees of the city or the county or the municipal, the government entity that they work for. You go over to the other party, and what are they doing? They're campaigning amongst the candidates. So, okay, what do we do? Well, we have a candidate forum. Ooh, okay, we're going to have a candidate forum put on by the women voter in the Chamber of Commerce. Cool. Candidates. Hey, candidates. We're going to ask you a series of questions, and we're going to give you 2 minutes to answer. 2 minutes up here on this stage where there's 500 people here. We're going to try to get in a whole slew of questions in 50 minutes. You know, it's only like each person gets to talk, 6 minutes. You can't get what you need out of these people in 6 minutes, chopped up by 2-minute intervals every 30 minutes. That's not a way to understand somebody. You got to have a talk with them. That's why I do the interviews, because the talks are 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. You can get a little bit of personality when you see somebody sitting back at their house, sitting back and you hear their dog go running, or they're sitting there and they're drinking a Mountain Dew, or they're drinking a beer and they're talking to you and their phone goes off or their kid runs by. You get to see them in their natural habitat. You get to see them as human beings, as people.
You need to do all your candidate interviews with David Attenborough's accent.
Yes.
You're just in the natural habitat. I'm sorry, that just tickled me.
That's hilarious. None of them discuss working within their... Yeah, dude, none of them know about that. Stumblefoot, none of them know about that. They're all saying, like, well, what I want to do is I want to bring business and industry, and it's like, shut up. Shut up. I want to show you a perfect example of something that I have seen that absolutely sickened me. And I got to think where it's at. Oh, I know where it's at. Ding, 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 ding. I want to show you a campaign advertisement that I watched last night, this morning, sometime. And I was just blown away by this. Hold on here a second. Let me find this thing. I gotta find it. Oh, right. Right, here it is. Listen, what you're gonna hear, folks, is you're gonna hear, man, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because I beat up on Republicans so much. But let me tell you the reason I beat up on Republicans. Because I consider myself a right-leaning, conservative-thinking individual. These are supposed to be my people, and they're disgusting me. Because we live in a state where the majority of 99.999% of all elected public servants are Republicans. So if you're pissed off by a politician or government, chances are it's going to be a Republican pissing you off. So that's the reason it's the Republicans that I'm coming down hard on. But I will be hard on Democrats when I need to be and when I find them. And I am when I find them. And I do that. I've got no problem with that. You're going to hear this. You're going to hear this. This is an advertisement for a series of candidates that are running on the Republican ticket in the city of Newcastle. All right? And what you're going to hear here, you're going to hear words. These words are English words, I promise you. But I want anybody to tell me at the end of this what these people said. I'll give you $1, one whole dollar, if you can tell, if anyone tells me what these people said at the end of this message.
Hello, I'm Clay Morgan, and I'm running for mayor of Newcastle, Indiana. The current administration has served for 12 years. And though there's no doubt that there has been some progress made, I believe that it is time for change. Because there are areas of our city that are unheard and unseen. But I believe that together, commitment and unification, that we can steadily make progress together to improve all of Newcastle.
We need a new look from fresh eyes. A new administration to build upon the accomplishments of the current one.
To find the opportunities that have been overlooked.
An administration that is rooted in honesty and integrity, that is accountable and transparent to you, the taxpayer.
We have the responsibility to our constituents to build the trust of our voters.
To make sure every one of your tax dollars are accounted for.
That your interests are being addressed and your voice is not only being heard, but listened to.
I'm committed on making
This looks like an erectile dysfunction commercial.
our community a more desirable place to call home.
So whether you vote early or on November 7th, vote for change. Vote your Republican team and help make Newcastle be the best city it can possibly be.
You know what?
In 1977, this legend was...
You know what? Those people literally did this. Hello, and I'm a candidate running for mayor, and I'm talking about issues. And I want to do the budget with finances. I want to have police do law enforcement, and I'm going to have road do road work. Budgets and issues, drug abuse, Republican. That's what those people literally said. It's like they have a list of keywords and they just tried to fit them all in, but not in a way that meant anything. Right. Hello, Morgan Clay, Republican, budget, issue, Newcastle, budget vote, Republican. Yeah.
What I heard was the current administration isn't actually doing anything really, really bad.
Yeah,
they're actually doing a good job.
Yeah, that's exactly. You're right.
So I'm not sure what the change is.
Right. Just, yeah.
Things are going good. So you need to give us an opportunity to make things shitty.
Electile dysfunction. That's why I love Brandon. Oh man, I wish I would have wrote the water hound before this point. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Oh my god, I'm in trouble. Hold on. Oh no, I'm starting to black out. Bring me water. Okay, we'll see if that happens. I don't know. That is what I was going to say, Kate. Yeah, listen, serious. Budget, fresh ideas, Republican. It didn't express an idea, not a fresh idea, not an idea that anybody can get excited about. I want to give that candidate sunglasses. Hey, could you quit looking into the sun, Clay Morgan? You look like a douchebag. Let's build on the accomplishments of the mayor before us. Let's continue letting this current mayor have a chance to do good work in Newcastle. Vote for my opponent. Listen, here's the deal, folks. Together, transparency. Thank you. These next words brought to you by Dasani. Listen to me. The next candidate that I hear say transparency, I think I might punch in the throat. Figuratively, I mean that figuratively. Politically, figuratively. The current mayor is pretty well liked. He's very well liked. They're just words to them. They're just words to them. I've literally had people around me say, if I hear you say communication, transparency, and accountability again, I'm going to cut you. Yes. Delaware County Councilman Ryan Webb. The Dishman machine has been out doing something insane. Literally, Andrew Pop has been working for the last 3 years. And about 30 minutes ago, Dishman went, and all those Pop signs, the face fell off and they all said Dishman underneath. I have no idea what happened. There are so many Dishman signs out. I've seen so many Dishman. Now listen, that same adage, signs don't vote. You know what I mean? Transparency. You've got to catch me first. We're all hearing, we think they say transparency. They're really saying translucency. You know? People think that signs don't vote. I beat you to it, Brenda. Signs don't vote. That's very important to know. Signs don't vote. But, you know, one of the things that I noticed that was probably really big and really important early on, and I noticed after Ridenhour kept saying transparency, transparency, communication, transparency, accountability, accountability, transparency, transparency. He just kept saying it over and over and over and over and over. He kept saying it over and over and over and over and over. And then the election time got here, and then something different happened. Like he won, and then he was like no longer like the same. He was like not transparent anymore. And what I noticed is I saw this picture appear. This picture appeared on one of the City of Muncie's Facebook pages early on, and I was like, is this what he meant all along? Kate, can you put that in the duck? I just sent it in the chat. Sorry. He put the he right now preached transparency, accountability, communication for 2 years, and then he wins, and then it's like nope, no transparency here, no transparency here. Nothing to see here. Absolutely no transparency here. And I was like, man, what is going on? When are they going to do something that is good? Like, why are we not seeing anything transparent go on here?
Can you send it again? It didn't come through, hon.
Oh, weird. It says you've got it. He was just looking in the wrong spot. So I was like trying to see how long I could keep stretching out that one sentence. Kate's like, yeah, you gotta send it. I can't put it up till you send it. I'm still like, what's happening? So, it's so strange. I literally don't. Where did you put it? Oh, there it is. Here is what he meant. I finally got this picture, and then I realized this is what he meant. Transparency. How about translucency? And this picture was perfect. And listen, this picture's not doctored. This is a real life picture. This is him swearing in the chief of police. This is the mayor of Muncie swearing in the police chief. I'm like, who took this picture? What in the meme is going on here? I couldn't think of an actual better picture to explain the Ridenhour administration. And you know what? I use Ridenhour because it's what I know. I use Ridenhour because he's here close to home. I use Ridenhour because I don't want him to be the mayor. I don't know who I want in government. I don't want anyone in government to let us down. And so far, everybody's a letdown. You know, my grandpa says it to me all the time. I don't know who the photographer was at the time. One of the many, many, many communications directors that he's had. I think he's had as many communications directors as Spinal Tap has had drummers. I don't know. I don't know what goes on. So when you're either concerned or nobody around to hold you. Yeah, right. Point. The bottom line is Eric, he was making a boudoir session photo with the chief of police and his chief police wife and the communications director in the boardroom with the candlestick. So here's the thing. It's their responsibility. Their responsibility. It's their responsibility to run a campaign. It's their responsibility to get their message to the voters. It's their responsibility to try to get citizens to want to vote for them. It's their responsibility to try, every day we see people come on and say, somebody I like, I like him a lot. Somebody I consider a friend. Clinton Hummel. I don't know if he's on here now or not. Clinton, he's on here all the time. But you know what? He lives in Winchester. And you know what Clinton says? There's nobody there's nobody I feel like I want to vote for. Now that's weird to me. I mean, I know he's in the county, but like what Clinton should be saying is, I really want to vote for Josh. I really want to vote for these people. And listen, if you don't feel that way, the candidates aren't doing their thing. And I'm not bad-mouthing Josh. I'm just bad-mouthing all candidates in general. Candidates everywhere, it's their responsibility to get out and make people understand why they should be good. Then they got to actually be good. And when they're not, and when they don't live up to their responsibility, well, then it's our responsibility to send them a message. And that message is, if you aren't doing the right thing, we're going to spank you and send you to bed without food. Now, I don't know what that analogy means politically. We're going to send you out of here. We're not going to vote for you. You need to be doing the work. They need to be doing the work. We as citizens need to be holding them accountable. When they are not doing the work, we need to be sending them packing. We need to quit. We need to quit voting for the same people. People go in and vote straight Republican just because. Listen, folks, John Sproul's got 4,000 straight party votes, straight ticket votes. That means $4,000 people did not specifically vote for him. So out of his 9,000 people, 4,000 didn't even vote for him. Yet he's walking around acting like he's got a mandate. And I knew he was bad at math and no way he could deal with budgets when he was telling us that 9,000 people was a mandate compared to the 40,000 some people that didn't vote for him. 40,000 people do not vote for you. 9,000 people vote for you. Tell me what the mandate is. Absolutely, Catherine. And those are just, honestly, those are some of the frilly things. What they need to be doing is they need to be talking and walking, talking and walking. Walk and walk and walk. Walk and walk and walk. Talking to people, talking to new people, spreading the message, talking to people. Banging on doors, making phone calls, leaving messages. I always tell people, 30 days out from the election, go into your phone and change, if you're a candidate running, change your signature to, may I please ask for your vote on November 7th? And every text you send from that point forward, send a text message with your message on it. For those of us, how many people get on daily? We all get on mindlessly and scroll through Facebook. We share videos of people doing the dumbest crap. People TikTok dancing. People shooting their spouses with glitter guns. And pictures of women pepper spraying bears. But yet we can't take a moment to share this podcast. We can't take a moment to share, hey, these are the candidates that I'm supporting. Or more important, hey, registration to vote, voters registration is still open. You can register here, www.indianavoters.com. we all have a dog in this fight. We all have a responsibility. Yeah. Absolutely. Wait, what are you guys talking about here? I want to see what this is. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to take I don't know what it's going to take to get people to wake up. Honestly, I don't. More or less what's going to happen, this is what I'm assuming, is people aren't going to wake up. What's going to happen is it's going to be too late. And then people are going to be like, oh, well, now I want to do it. And it's going to be like, that time is done coming past. Yeah, as we get a little bit closer, I'll do the candidate things and we can put them up on the screens and things as we get a little bit closer. And because listen, I'm going to be honest, I haven't decided who I'm supporting all the way in everything yet. We've got to get through these candidate interviews. This election, I'm going to be really honest, this election in a lot of races is neck and neck right now. And it's going to come down to what I hear some candidates say, what goes on over the next few days. This is a very precarious path, very precarious situation that we're in. Because there is a lot of stuff that I am still kind of ferreting out myself because of what people are saying, actions people are taking, and different seats. And this, I've been saying it for a couple weeks now, folks. I do not feel good about this election compared to 2019. I don't feel good about this election at all. We are not sitting in the same place that we were in 2019. And look how bad that ended up. Look how positive we were going into this part 4 years ago. Anybody even remember that? Do you remember 4 years ago? I don't know. Stumblefoot. Well, this election does not. This election is like 2019 was kind of like, you felt like you were going on the trip. You get on the airplane and you fly and you get there and you get off in paradise and they give you a lottery ticket and you scratch it and you win $1 million. Yeah. Now, then all that happens and you realize the resort you're staying at cost $300,000 and you got to pay $600,000 in taxes, and you get kidnapped, and they want $100,000, and by the time you get home, you got about $2,000 left of that $1 million. So it didn't really end up all great. Now where we're setting, it's kind of like we're going on a trip and we might have a plane crash, and we survive the plane crash, but then we're stuck in the swamp and an alligator eats us. Something like, I just don't feel hopeful. I'm not feeling hopeful about this election in any way. If we have a good mayor, we're going to have a shitty council. They're going to be an obstructionist council. There's only one really small path to victory in my mind in this. I don't know. Like the fire festival. Yes. Yes. Even included. Andy's even included. That's hilarious. Hey, Mr. Fun emailed me and wants to meet. What do you think of that? I emailed him back and was like, I'm down. Let's meet. So I don't know. I gotta find out when we're doing that. That's crazy. Oh yeah, voters registration's always big for me. That's something we've always pushed. Guaranteed good time. Absolutely. We'll get that water out of customs one way or another, Yoko. Speaking of voters registration, Kate's already got it up. I look down and I'm like, how did that voters registration thing get on there? The deadline is Tuesday, October 10th, 2023 at 11:59 p.m. I do want to let everybody know before we roll out of here that the Muncie City government tonight did meet in a very quick meeting. In a very, very, very quick meeting in which they basically dealt with the budget. Second here, I'll tell you what we got going.
Answer any questions from the council. We also want to provide time for comments and questions that we have, as we have in the past, from the public. It is their money, after all. And we'll open the floor once the council is finished asking their questions to provide that time.
So they did have a very quick budget meeting. The budget meeting was quick. They had some of the easier.
When something pops up,
they had some of the easier departments.
That's fine.
Here
With
the budget meeting tonight for the city of Muncie discussed the controller's office for 2024, the finance for the budget for the controller's office, the budget for the city attorneys, the budget for Channel 60, which is the communications department, the budget for the city IT department, the budget for the Board of Works, the budget for the building commissioner, the budget for the parks department, and the budget for Prairie Creek. Those were all of the departments discussed. I have that video up and on live online on our YouTube channel. It's in the playlist Live on Location. I want to let everyone know, just so you know, in case you've not noticed, all of the live on location, the headings will have these little globes on them. They'll have live on location, then they'll have a globe, then they'll have the title, then they'll have another globe. Okay. For all of our live video, they will have the red circle, red circle, red circle. Episode 39, red circle, it's their responsibility, red circle. All of our standard videos will just have a title with no red bulb or anything like that. So that's how you know that. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. You can go there and you can watch the meeting. It was a quick meeting. There will be another budget meeting to discuss. Again, I want to let everybody know the budget meeting that they had tonight discussed the following. Departments: the Controller's Office, City Attorney, Channel 60, which is Communications, IT, Board of Works, Building Commissioner, Parks Department, and Prairie Creek. The next Finance Committee meeting will be on Monday. Oh, no. Monday, October 2nd will be a City Council meeting, a regularly stated meeting. Then on Tuesday, October 10th, they will meet at 6 p.m. I had that wrong. Then on Tuesday, October 10th, they will meet at 6 p.m. to have the second finance agenda meeting. And if you give me a second, I can tell you what I guess I can't tell you. 1, 2, 3. Already have. Man, they already have the budget. Authorizing the entry of the City of Muncie, Indiana, into a build, operate, transfer agreement related to the documents and taking certain other actions related thereto. 17.
Didn't they try doing one of these before? That was the grand scheme on the stupid solar?
Yeah, I need to take a look at what that is. That's weird. I just stumbled into that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's...
Can someone shoot the good idea fairy, please?
Yeah, right. It's like, do away with that. So I can't tell you what the next, what they'll talk about next. Then the special meeting... They will talk to personnel, human rights, city court, city clerk, city council, Beech Grove, amendments, vote on approval. So the one in between on the 10th, they will talk about police, fire, AFSCME, and a couple of others. I don't know. They'll have to get that budget up, and they'll have to get that agenda up and rolling. They don't have that agenda. So just a couple things for you guys to keep in mind. Thursday, this coming Thursday, the 28th, at 6 p.m., there is an important BZA meeting, which has something to do with the store estates. I'm going to go to that meeting. Then Thursday evening show, we will start out with a candidate interview. We're going to be interviewing Miss Holly Yipe. Holly Yipe will be on. Then Friday the 29th at 2 p.m., I've got a meeting in Henry County Council meeting. And then Friday evening, we will be back on, and I will be doing a candidate interview with Brandon Garrett. Then Monday, October 2nd, we have a Muncie City Council meeting. Tuesday, October 10th, Muncie City Council meeting. And voters registration ends at 11:59. And then Monday, October 16th, we have another meeting. So that's that. I also have others in there, and I will be working the thing I'm going to tell you. The bottom line, folks, is at the end of the day, it's their responsibility. It's their responsibility. So we're going to let them know what's expected of them, and they're going to do it or they're not going to do it. And then we're going to work to teach them what they've done is good or what they've done is bad. Chris Bunner says, I was going to mention a zoning change to a building to build an 8-unit apartment near Store Estates. Yeah, it's going to be really weird. Mayor, Street, Police, Fire, EMS, Merit, Animal Shelter on October 10th. Good, Audie Barber. Hey, hang tight, because as soon as I get off here, I'm going to give you a call. So, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and cut tonight a little early, because we have a lot of work to do over the next couple days. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have a big show, maybe something out of Henry County I'll be working on. We'll let you know about that, and a couple other things. So, folks, we have a lot to do here in the next couple coming days, weeks, and months. Just know we're the bosses. We're in charge. And the number one thing that everyone needs to know is, this is the postscript. It's their damn responsibility. And if we don't like what they're doing, we're going to let them know it. So, all right, without any more further ado, folks, we are rolling out of here. God bless each and every one of you. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your Tuesday evening. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel at 9 p.m. Eastern. This is Kristopher Bilbrey for Brandon Rudd and producer Kate, checking out the Political Spotlight from the Lighthouse Studios. Goodbye.